A very popular judge at home and abroad, Kevin awards challenge certificates across 5 groups and awards CCs to all breeds in this pastoral group. Ladies and gentlemen, your pastoral group judge, Mr. Kevin Young.
On to the judging of the pastoral group, and our judge Kevin Young has the task of choosing which from this group of herding dogs built to work in all manner of conditions outdoors will go through to best in show.
First of our best of breeds coming into the ring for Mr. Kevin Young is the Anatolian Shepherd Dog.
Followed by the Australian Cattle Dog.
And the Australian Cattle Dog comes out soon after. This one's travelled from Spain.
Next we're joined by the
Now,
Australian
last year's
Shepherd.
best in show was an Australian Shepherd. This is the new contender.
Our next best of breed is the Bearded Collie.
Bearded Collie comes out. This one from Newcastle upon Tyne.
We're now joined by the Beauceron.
One of the breeds you might not instantly recognise. This is the Beauceron.
The first of our Belgian Shepherd dogs.
Now, the first Belgian Shepherd
Groenendael.
is the Belgian Shepherd Groenendael.
Followed by the Belgian Shepherd dog Lakenois.
And there was just one Lakenois here, and this is it. It's made it through into the group ring.
Next we're joined by the Belgian Shepherd dog Malinois.
And now the Belgian Shepherd Malinois follows soon after.
And our final Belgian Shepherd dog, the
And the
Tervueren.
final, the Tervueren.
Next we're joined by the Border Collie.
Now the Border Collie, the biggest breed entry in this pastoral group.
Our next best of breed is the Briard.
There were 74 Briard here this year.
We're now joined by the Catalan Sheepdog.
Now the Catalan Sheepdog moves out. This another international dog, this one from Portugal.
Next we have the Rough Collie.
It's time for Lassie. This is our Rough Collie.
Followed by the Smooth
And from
Collie.
the rough to the Smooth Collie comes out. This one, 2.5 years old, from Lancashire.
Our next best of breed in this pastoral group is the Estrela Mountain
This
Dog.
is the Estrela Mountain Dog. 13 of them entered at Crufts 2025.
We're now joined by the Finnish Lapphund.
Finnish Lapphund comes out, an ancient reindeer herder.
Our next best of breed, the German Shepherd Dog.
A breed you may know as the Alsatian, but now called the German Shepherd Dog.
We're now joined by the Hungarian Puli.
And you have to love the coat of the Hungarian Puli, these distinct cords.
Just as much as you have to love the ears of the Hungarian Pumi coming into the ring here.
Pumi.
Always a crowd pleaser.
I think they'll be pleased by this next
Our
one
next
as well.
best of breed, the Komondor.
Komondor comes out, this one 5.5 years old, has travelled from Finland. So impressive, so much substance beneath that
the
coat.
Lancashire Heeler.
And this, right at the other end of the size spectrum, our little Lancashire Heeler.
Please give a very warm welcome.
Now this
to
is
the
another that's
Maremma
travelled
Sheepdog.
from Italy, Maremma Sheepdog, this 3.5-year-old.
Next we're joined by the Norwegian
There were
Buhund.
just 24 Norwegian Buhunds. This was the best of breed.
Our next best of breed is the Old English
So
Sheepdog.
recognisable, but sadly on the vulnerable breed list for many a year, the Old English
And
Sheepdog.
followed by the Polish Lowland Sheepdog.
And here we have the Polish Lowland Sheepdog.
Next in this pastoral group is the Pyrenean Mountain
The
Dog.
Pyrenean Mountain Dog, this one's travelled to Crufts from Sweden.
We're next joined by
And
the
another Pyrenean breed.
Sheepdog.
This is the long-haired sheepdog. Another quite
Next,
unusual one to
joined
look at if
by
you've
the
never seen it.
Samoyed.
The Samoyed, a crowd favourite in the arena tonight.
Our next best of breed is the Shetland Sheepdog.
And the Shetland Sheepdog coming into the ring. A really good entry here, 256 of them. And look at that outfit.
Please give a warm welcome to the
The Swedish
Vallhund.
Vallhund comes out. This one is 6.5 years old. It's won a lot across Europe already.
Next we're joined by the
Oh,
Turkish
look at the
Kangal
traditional
Dog.
collar of the Turkish Kangal Dog. Again, stood alone in the breed classes, but enjoying every moment in the main ring.
The first of our Welsh Corgis. This
Now the
is
Corgis
Cardigan.
will come out. The first of them is the Cardigan Welsh Corgi.
And then we're joined by
And then the
Welsh
variety
Corgi
favoured
Pembroke.
by the late Queen. This is the Welsh Corgi Pembroke.
And finally, in this
And the
Pastoral
winner of
Group, winner
the
of
import group
English
is the
Sheepdog,
Hungarian
Hungarian
Kuvats.
Kuvats.
4
Let
years
me
of
hand you
age.
over
This
to
one's
our
come from
Hungary
Hungary.
box and my colleagues Kim Siller and Jenny Shora-Wheeler.
Thank you, Stuart, and welcome to the last of our groups here at
So
Crufts.
here we have all of our best of breed winners in the pastoral group for Mr. Kevin Young to look at. He began judging in '87, awards challenge certificates in 47 breeds across 5 of the groups. So a very safe set of hands here for our final group at Crufts 2025.
And it's amazing, isn't it, looking across the pastoral group, Laura, the difference in sizes that you get amongst these dogs who are all doing largely similar jobs.
Yeah, all of these breeds develop for either herding or guarding, and actually some of the representatives that we have in the ring tonight are still doing that. I can't wait to tell you more about that.
And our judge is turning his attention to the first of this group. This is the Anatolian Shepherd Dog. 11 of them.
Here we have 4-year-old Echo, our Anatolian Shepherd, one of the tallest breeds in the pastoral group, and there were 11 of them entered today. Judge looking for a hardy, agile dog.
It's a native of Turkey and was developed as a flock guard, and they tended to live outdoors in the hot summers and freezing winters, very hardy and agile. Loyal to its master, it's said to be very wary of strangers, as you would be if you're a guard.
Apparently this one is loyal to his goats and emu, is what it says on his sheet. He's been best of breed here twice before, so hoping to go one better and get a place in the group today. They should have a very relaxed gait. If you're thinking he looks quite chilled out, that is how they are meant to move.
Powerfully built with that muscular body, a broad, heavy head, short, dense coat, the Anatolian Shepherd.
We move on now to the Australian Cattle Dog, judged today by Mrs. Susan Searle, who had an entry of 39.
Well, this Australian cattle dog hasn't travelled quite as far. It's come over from Spain, however, but these dogs have been bred with great endurance and strength and speed in mind. And if you've got small children, you might recognise the Australian cattle dog because that is the breed, of course, of Bluey.
Tireless, with great endurance.
Called a heeler because they would crouch low and nip at the heels of the cattle as they would work, and they are a loyal, protective dog. Judge looking for a broad skull with a curve between the ear, those ears standing erect. And the movement, it should be tireless. This is a dog built to follow cattle relentlessly as far as they want to go.
So our judge will be looking for a suppleness in the movement here, tireless, as Laura said, but powerful and having good thrust and drive with those hind quarters.
The dingo and the kelpie played their part in the ancestry. This is your best of breed Australian
39 Australian cattle dog here, and this was best of breed.
955.
Best in show last year here was won by an Australian Shepherd, and if you're thinking you recognise the handler, that's because this is Melanie, who showed Viking to glory last year. This is the new dog that she's handling, and this is only his 2nd ever show. He's called Shake, a dog just 2.5 years old. Apparently he has a voice that could shatter glass, so hopefully we won't hear that in the ring tonight.
Taken to America by Basque Shepherds.
So this one, 2.5 years of age, and it was developed originally in the USA as a ranch dog to work with sheep, so not in fact in Australia as the name might suggest, and the breed even has its roots in the Spanish sheepdogs. So should have great stamina, be loyal, attentive, animated, which I think we're seeing in the ring tonight, and have an even temperament.
And you can see the dog here, they can be born naturally bobtail, so if you're thinking he's docked, he is not, this is how they can be born. 145 Australian Shepherds, and this was the best of breed.
We move on now to the bearded collie. There were 2 judges for this breed today, with Jeff Spurrier.
Now, the bearded collie is on the vulnerable breed list, meaning that fewer than 300 puppies were registered with the Kennel Club in the last year. This one from Newcastle upon Tyne, and we see that distinctive shaggy coat, and it was a cattle herding dog native to Scotland.
For the last 500 years.
Under the coat, this is a lean, active dog. They should be longer than they are high, and actually you should be able to see plenty of daylight under that coat. It shouldn't impede their movement when they're going. And to touch that coat, the outside feels harsh and strong, but they actually have a really soft, furry undercoat as well. A double layer of protection that's common amongst many of the breeds in the pastoral group.
Now this is Perry. You might recognise Perry because Perry was best of breed at Crufts in 2024, so got some familiarity with the main arena here. We should be seeing a steady and intelligent working dog, a nice and deep chest, plenty of room for those heart and lungs.
That's your best of breed bearded collie 16338.
The bearded collie there, putting the head down on the move, really typical of the breed.
Now the judge Kevin Young turns his attention to the Beauceron. There were 36 of them for Judge.
Here we have one of the rarer breeds in the group. This is the Beauceron. They were used as messenger dogs in the trenches in the World Wars, developed in France, where they were known as a country gentleman. This is a 3-year-old dog called Surreal, a champion in 2 countries, and one who really does work. Apparently he's happiest herding sheep.
As you get a view of the feet there, you can make out those double dew claws set close to the feet, and the distinctive tan markings on the legs as well, known as red stockings, which I quite like that name. But looking for a large and solid build, muscular without looking heavy, and a bold, fearless and intelligent breed.
We want a firm, level top line that should be carried on the move. And they're another that's a supple mover. And by that we mean that they can easily change pace and direction as they're working and herding.
On the move, just showing good reach. And this Beauceron has travelled from the USA.
The first of our 4 Belgian Shepherd dog varieties is the Groenendael.
There are 4 varieties of Belgian Shepherd, the same dog with different coats and colour. This is the Belgian Shepherd Groenendael, agile, fast, lightly built, robust, with a long and abundant coat. And we should see that, there we are, the ruff around the neck, and that texture should be sort of medium harshness, not silky nor wiry.
Physical attributes.
This is a 3-year-old female called Lyra. She's here from Wales. And interestingly, the breeder has also won best of breed in the Tervueren and the Malinois varieties this year. Apparently, Lyra loves to smile at people and loves her swimming. So look out at that as she moves. Can you see a smile, Ali?
I think I can. Look at that. We do get a lovely view of that finely chiselled head, which is certainly a feature in the breed standard. Graceful strength is what is mentioned as well, and it worked as a guard dog as well as a sheepdog. Temperament that's neither timid nor aggressive.
Now see the Belgian Shepherd dog Lakenois.
There was just one Belgian Shepherd Lakenois entered at Crufts this year, so making it through to the group. But in fact, this 5-year-old dog called Leff has won best of breed here 3 times before, described as very loyal and loving. This is the second of the Belgian Shepherd varieties, and you can see it has that distinctive, harsh, wiry, dense coat.
The breed has a pretty short, wiry type of coat, which is
So a 5-year-old herding dog, and that coat shouldn't be curly or fluffy. And that reddish fawn colour is the singular breed standard for this variety. Looking now for a brisk and free and even movement with muscular and powerful hindquarters still.
And we see those ears there, they should be carried erect. They're real triangular shape. You can see that as the dog moves off. It should be strongly boned.
And distinctive black shading on the muzzle, as we see as well.
We move on now to the Belgian Shepherd dog Malinois. As you can see, this is the smooth-coated variety.
The Belgian Shepherd Malinois, this one from Cornwall, and characteristically has a double pigmented coat. The 3rd variety of Belgian Shepherd. This is used for herding, guarding. A typical black mask on the face there. And it was most commonly we see this used in the armed forces and the police force in particular. It's very intelligent, sensitive, and importantly, good turn of speed.
Small flocks of sheep. goats.
This is 3-year-old Aria from Cornwall, and she was the youngest Malinois champion in the breed, but her biggest love is racing around the fields, and I think her handler is going to be going at some pace to keep up with her here.
This dog relies on their instinctual ability to move.
Certainly keen. Already a champion dog, but looking for a brisk and even pace here. Long forelegs, nicely parallel movements, that close, thick coat, firm textured woolly undercoat, our judge would have been feeling for.
There were 20 of the Malinois here this year at Crufts.
And it's the turn of the Tervueren now, the Belgian Shepherd Dog Tervueren. Judged another breed.
Here we have Charlotte, a 7-year-old female who won Best of Breed in the Belgian Shepherd Tervueren. This is the Belgian Shepherd variety that attracts the most entries at shows, and she is here from Cornwall. She was a top dog all breeds in 2022, so really showing some staying power. Now she's a veteran.
And possessive with loved ones. Lots of hard
Well, the outer coat is pretty abundant, should be long and thick. Again, we see the black mask on the face, black tip, almost just about see there on the tail. But all shades of red, fawn and grey and black overlay are acceptable in the breed standard. You'll see him on the move now, looking for, again, another brisk action and good turn of speed.
So interestingly, that short stride is so that they can make quick movements and move rapidly when they're working.
That's our Best of Breed Belgian Shepherd Dog Tervueren 1647.
So 7-year-old Charlotte from Cornwall.
We move on now to a more familiar breed, the Border Collie, another breed which had 2 judges for us here at Crufts.
The Border Collie is a specialist herding dog and very popular, biggest breed entry, good all-round working dog, again due to the speed, agility and stealth as well. And the name comes from the border regions of England, Scotland and Wales, where the breed originally worked in the hills and the mountains.
This was the largest breed entry.
This is an 8-year-old female dog called Tempt, and she is the breed record holder. She has 63 challenge certificates, and this is the 3rd time that she's won one here at Crufts. These dogs should have a smooth outline showing quality, grace and balance, and you will see they track with their heads down when they're working, so as she moves off we would expect to see her doing that.
That's where that look of stealth comes in, like the actual stealth. That white should never dominate on the coats, but the judge will be looking for a really athletic dog, deep-chested, well-sprung ribs. And they need a lot of activity and stimulation, these dogs, don't they, if they're built to have a happy and fulfilled life at home.
The tireless movement there of the Border Collie Best of Breed. Wonderful things come from the town of Brie in France. Cheese, of course, and then this, the Briard. They're a long-coated sheep herd and guard dog, famed for a rugged appearance, but they should have a proud head carriage. This is a 6-year-old dog called Wolfie, and he has been top-winning Briard in the UK for the last 3 years running.
And never mind cheese, Laura, the notes on this particular Briard Wolfie says he's obsessed with bread.
I'm not sure how that happens. How does that happen? How do we know that? I want evidence.
This Briard, 6 years of age, and that rugged appearance should still carry that head proudly. And it's the long-haired cousin of the Beauceron, getting official recognition all the way back in 1897. And should show a fearless temperament, muscular hind legs once we see it get on the move here, and should be able to cover a lot of ground quickly when it's in full extension.
Yeah, it's a real effortless mover, and interestingly on the coat, the breed standard specifies that the coat needs to be longer than 7 centimetres. This isn't one where they do get a ruler out, that does happen in some breeds.
The distinctive Briard with moustache, beard, eyebrows, lightly covering those eyes.
Sheepdog judged for us today by Moa Persson.
Well, the Catalan Sheepdog originated in northeastern Spain as a sheepdog in the Spanish Pyrenees. Double dew claws are a breed characteristic here. It's a very hardy, well-balanced dog, and this one has come over from Portugal.
The breed is still widely
This is a 3-year-old dog called Jardo, and an unusual feature of this breed is that they have lips and the roof of a mouth that are often black with some black patches on the tongue. If we see him pant, maybe we'll be able to... There you go, you can see one, look at that, perfect. You can see a black spot there. That coat should be straight or slightly wavy, and it has a medium texture to it.
It's already been a champion in Portugal. They do make excellent family dogs. They're pretty easily trained. They're very loyal and alert.
And this one goes into school to work with children with autism, where the owner works. So just showing how family-friendly these pets can be.
Number 16870.
It's the 3-year-old Catalan Sheepdog, Jado.
And now we see the rough collie. There were 197 rough collies here for 2 judges.
A dog of great beauty and impassive dignity is what the standard of the rough collie calls for. This is a 2-year-old female called Izzy, very young to be winning through here to the group. And we'll see 2 varieties of collie, but this is the most popular. There were 197 roughs entered at Crufts this year.
The earliest collies were smaller than today's dogs and largely black, white and tricolour.
Of course, made famous by the TV series Lassie many years ago. But the collie's got real beauty and elegance, but real working capability, and that is what is so important for these dogs that originated as working sheepdogs of Scotland.
The head's a really important feature on both of the collies. It should be like a well-blunted, clean wedge, and it's really important for the judge to get their hands on under the coat, feel the depth of the chest. And they come close together on the front feet when they move, which we should be able to see here.
It's a 2-year-old called Izzy.
And now we move on to the cousin, the smooth collie. Nick Smith was the breed judge today.
So the smooth collie shares all the same breed standards as the rough collie, but without all the grooming, all the same characteristics. It's a very intelligent, alert dog and active. Now the eyes of the collie should be particularly warm and expressive, described as almost having a sweet look to them. And I think we're seeing that here.
This 2.5-year-old female has a wonderful name. She's called Maggot, and her owner says she was called that because as a tiny puppy she didn't stop wiggling, but she's been very well behaved here in the ring. They should be dignified, alert and active, and no part out of proportion. And I always think it's really interesting to see the smooth collie because you can see what the rough would look like without all that coat on.
But they're not so popular as the rough, are they? And featuring on the vulnerable breeds list, again meaning fewer than 300 puppies registered in the last year.
They should be slightly longer than high, that firm level back there, this tracking really nicely.
Smooth collie, 17105.
That's the 2.5-year-old, named Maggot.
And it's the turn of the Estrela Mountain Dog. From Norway was our judge today.
Winning Best of Breed for the 2nd time at Crufts. This is Ursa, Best of Breed in the Estrela Mountain Dogs. She's a 5.5-year-old female from Ireland, and this breed was developed as a flock guard in the mountains of central Portugal. Should have neatly folded back ears and a hooked tail. Those are key features of the breed.
The judge here having a good feel over that coat, a double waterproof coat that enables it to live out all year in the mountains. And it's thought that there could be some Mastiff in the heritage, and you can sort of see that there, can't you? Very sturdily built, should show great stamina, a broad, slightly rounded skull, a key feature there, the folded back ears.
Many similarities to the Leonberger, I always think when I see it, but you don't know if you can see as it moves towards you, it should have a tuft of hair that's sort of harder under the throat there. That's another of its distinctive features, and there's that little hooked tail you can see on the end.
So the flock guard, the Estrela Mountain Dog.
And now we move on to the Finnish Lapphund.
This breed was an ancient herder of reindeer, the Finnish Lapphund. It also guarded the Sami people of northern Finland. A very calm and faithful dog, brave as well. Now, the Kennel Club gave it its current name, the Finnish Lapphund, back in 1993, and it's very much a popular companion dog in Finland to this day.
The judge just feeling under the coat to feel a defined forechest, a strong, straight back. It should be broad across the back. And as it moves off, we're looking for effortless, brisk movement. The tail should be carried up over the back, one of those kind of Spitz-like features that we can see.
And that outer coat, coarse and straight with a soft, dense undercoat. And one colour must dominate the coat. We see that there with the black.
And this is a dog, 5-year-old Manu, and they should have a slight ruff around the edge of the face that we can see there.
And the tail characteristically plumed and being carried well over the back there, whilst moving, which is what the judge will be looking for.
Finnish Lapphund, number 17202.
This is Manu, one through from an entry of 109 Finnish Lapphund.
And next dog to be judged is the German Shepherd Dog. Judged today by Dennis Bibby. There were 107
One of the youngest finalists in this year's group. This is the German Shepherd Dog, Elisa. She's a female over from Paris, has been a big winner in Germany where the breed originated. And this is a very, very popular herding dog, later used for working with the police and the forces.
The notes here are told that this one does come from English breeding, so it's with great pride that it's being shown here, despite coming from Paris. And at just 19 months, it is very young. And again, as a Category 3 dog, this dog will have had to have passed a mandatory health check before competing today.
We're looking really importantly here for a dog that's balanced and free from over-exaggeration. There have been problems in the breed with an excessive angulation in them, so that's what we're looking for. You want a clean cut head, good amount of dense coat, and especially a bushy tail.
Tail should be able to hang slightly curved, a little like a sabre.
The really alert German Shepherd Dog there, just taking it all in.
Now on the table we have the Hungarian Puli. Mrs. Zena Thorne-Andrews.
Now what a coat this is. Corded coat for the Hungarian Puli, who has origins in the Hungarian herding dogs of the Far East. When they're puppies, they've got a coat of loose flocks, and later on it cords naturally into what you're seeing here. It's a very sturdy dog, but wiry and with fine bone underneath all those cords.
The puppy coat is
This is a 5-year-old female called Elsie from Lancashire, has 10 challenge certificates to her name, and as Ali said, really important to get under those cords because the dog is actually very lightly built and nimble. If you ever see a Puli that has been clipped, it does not look anything like this.
And if you wonder about quite how the dog sees, well, it actually is in the breed standard that hair should come down over the eyes, a little like an umbrella.
The neck underneath all those cords set on at 45 degrees, and the tail should be carried curved up over the back. They have quite a distinctive movement. They do short steps, quick short steps, never heavy on the move. I always think because of the cords, they almost look like they're floating when they set off.
The judge will be looking for a pretty lively disposition as well. Short, quick steps across the carpet, and you can barely distinguish the tail. The breed standard, in fact, states that, but it does curl quite tightly over the rump and the loin region. So this one, 5 years old, from Southport in Lancashire, said to be a fun-loving family pet that loves everyone and country walks as well.
41 Hungarian Puli entered, and this was best of breed.
And now I see a relative newcomer to the Crufts group ring. Please welcome the Hungarian Pumi.
The distinctive upright ears of the Hungarian Pumi, always popular with the crowds here at Crufts. This is Hanka, a 2-year-old female from Poland, and has been Polish top dog. This breed was only recognised by the Kennel Club in 2015, but in fact dates back to the 17th century.
By crossing the Pumi type herding dogs.
Well, they're still used as herding dogs, but we do see them much more as pets and gaining popularity as family dogs now as well. That coat wavy and curly, of medium length, dense on the outer, but with that soft undercoat. When it gets on the move, the judge will be looking for a short stride, should be still energetic but well balanced. And we'll also see the hind feet tracking the foreprints of the forefeet when it gets going.
They come in 4 colour varieties. This is a grey. You can see that movement there. As they move off, you can see the tracking towards you into a single line as they get up some speed.
And this is another female dog. This one's travelled over from Poland. He is already a champion dog, Polish top dog. Should be carrying that head nice and proudly. They have very good ability to scent, in fact. They should always look as if they're ready for action.
Also judged for us by Esther Eng were the Komondors. The best of breed is also a bit.
This impressive Komondor is the largest of the Hungarian pastoral breeds. It was built to be a flock guard with that dense corded coat. This one's come from Finland, has been Finnish winner, a European winner as well, a faithful and devoted dog. This one a female, but also should be wary of strangers, and that's of course one of the things that makes him a good guard dog.
And when mature, coated with a dense.
This is a 5.5-year-old female called Tara, and she should have a formidable appearance. They're powerfully built dog. The head is short in comparison with the rest of the body, and we're looking for a deep, muscular chest under all of that coat. But it does take an awful lot of work to prevent that coat from matting. You have to encourage it into the cords.
And it's a cousin of the Puli. In fact, the two would work together around the sheep. The Puli would herd the flock, and then the Komondor was the guard. And you could tell it almost looks as if it would be disguised amongst a flock of sheep, wouldn't it? If a wolf came anywhere near, it would just think it was a sheep and suddenly get the surprise of its life.
Now we return to our homeland shores. We see one of the breeds of British origin. This is the Lancashire Heeler. They were judged today by Mrs. Maggie Jones.
This is Stormzy, a 4.5-year-old Lancashire Heeler. An owner says that this is my first pedigree dog, my first show dog, and now she's here in the group ring at Crufts. You can see there the distinguishing thumb marks on the front legs of this breed. It should be small, powerful, sturdily built, and when it moves off, we can see it's very energetic too.
Indeed, the breed has been very popular in that.
Now they're small, but these are really energetic workers. They're little cattle dogs, and they've got so much character. Those feet, small, firm, and well padded. They've got a really happy disposition, really affectionate towards their owner. And the judge here will be looking for a smart and brisk gait as you get going forward, with plenty of freedom of movement still, despite those short legs.
This is a black and tan. They also come in liver and tan. And you can see the combination of Welsh Corgi and Manchester Terrier. If you know those two breeds, you can see that this is the perfect melting pot of the two of them.
And this one is a 4-year-old called Stormzy. Don't know whether he's any good at rapping.
But is that the right one? I don't know my rappers.
So the healing instincts come from the Corgi, and those distinctive thumb marks from the Terrier.
Also judged Maremma Sheepdogs for us today, and her best of breed is this dog, number 1.
Another which has travelled over from Italy. This Maremma Sheepdog is 3.5 years old. This is in fact an Italian breed. Takes its name from the Maremma Plains of northern Italy, where you can still see these dogs working with the sheep today. And it really does cut a majestic figure, doesn't it?
Early times.
And in fact, this 3.5-year-old does work with a flock of Kashmir goats. And he's only 3.5, and he only started his show career last autumn, so a relative newcomer to the ring. This is a majestic, strongly built dog, and I think you can see that aloof expression there. So they're always aware, but they look slightly aloof when they're doing it. The head is described as being conical shaped, and they're rather wide between the eyes, which gives them that unique expression. As the dog moves off, you should be able to see a rise and fall over the top line, so the loin rises slightly away, and free and active on the move.
Number 17550.
So our 3.5-year-old still actively working with those Kashmir goats. This is Riate from Italy.
And now the next dog to be judged by our group judge Kevin Young is the Norwegian Buhund. 24 of them for Judge Diana Sterling.
The wedge-shaped head, pointed ears and curled tail of the Norwegian Buhund best of breed. Bu means homestead in Norwegian, and these dogs were bred as a guarder of homes and a herder of sheep. This is a 3-year-old dog called Loki, who's already won over in Ireland. So laid back, he's horizontal, is how the owner describes him.
Strong resemblance to the Norwegian Buhund.
I know a few people like that, but it's very much like a Spitz there with that wedge-shaped head. Very lightly built, isn't it? But with a compact body, smooth coat, and that tail, yep, slightly carried over the back there, but tightly curled. And the outer coat, the judge would have been feeling for it to be close and harsh, but smooth with a woolly and soft undercoat.
This one, a Wheaton variety, they come in 4 colours, and we're looking for light, active movement, and the dog should be straight coming and going. This one reaching really beautifully and driving from behind.
And this Norwegian Buhund is from West Sussex.
Now we move on to the Old English Sheepdog, judged today by Anne.
Well, this Old English Sheepdog is already an Irish champion and an international champion. It's Sasha, who is 3.5 years of age, and of course it's such a familiar variety. But underneath that big glamorous top coat, the judge will still be looking for a fit and strong dog capable of working with a flock of sheep.
Some breed historians suggest that the sheepdog.
This is Sasha, a 3.5-year-old dog from Ireland, and they're the most substantial of the sheepdogs. Underneath that coat, it's all about a square-looking dog that has great symmetry, and they have a slight rise again over the top line, a gracefully arched neck, and the coat should be a crisp blue contrasting with that white.
Recent years, customarily dogged, but since tail docking is no longer allowed.
Now, once we get moving, we'll see this typical roll of the behind, where it sort of ambles a little bit like a bear when viewed from behind. And it should have still the effortless extension and a strong driving action from the rear.
You can really see the roll on this one, powering really beautifully around the ring. 116 Old English Sheepdog. This was the best of breed.
17667.
Poland now, and this is our Polish Shetland Sheepdog. Our judge, Lucy Motley.
The thick, shaggy coat of the Polish Lowland Sheepdog. That coat designed to protect them when out walking, and they were brought to Scotland by Polish sailors in the 16th century. This is Zarek, a 4-year-old dog from Poland, and he should be cobby, muscular underneath all of that hair. And in fact, if you get your hands on a Polish Lowland Sheepdog, the head is much, much smaller underneath all of that coat.
And the breed standard stipulates that there shouldn't be any sign of any kind of coat trimming to enhance or change that natural outline of the dog. So still looking for a muscular herding dog and watchdog. As it gets moving, yeah, that coat shouldn't in any way impede the dog's ability to move.
This one just a little bit excited there, so pulling slightly to the side, but just settling into the gait now. As with all of these breeds, should be a smooth trot, but it's a little bit overexcited, so we're getting a bit of a canter there.
Well, known as a lively breed, the Polish Lowland Sheepdog, suitably from Poland, this one.
Judging our working group earlier this evening, Tana Gresham was kept busy today by judging the
Here is the Pyrenean Mountain Dog. This one has travelled over from Sweden, and goodness, what a tall, elegant and imposing breed it is. It's one of the tallest in the arena here in this pastoral group, and it was guarding flocks in the Pyrenees in the Middle Ages when it became popular with the nobility. And in fact, King Louis XIV called the Pyrenean Mountain Dog the Royal Dog of France.
royal courts and palaces of the nobility.
This is 3-year-old Loki, a dog from Sweden, and the owner says after 30 years of breeding, this is probably one of the dogs that we are most proud of. He's already a champion in Sweden, Norway and Finland, so a real big winner.
It has also been suggested
We're looking for an imposing, well-balanced dog of noble bearing. Should have a slight curve to the skull, a broad chest, and free and unhurried on the move. That tail should always be carried up, fully alert.
And we're told that Loki is the sweetest soul alive.
pantaloon feathering, something to look out for on the real legs of the Pyrenean Mountain Dog.
Now we see another of the breeds originating in the Pyrenees.
The very distinctive coat of the Pyrenean Sheepdog. This is the long-haired variety. This is a 2.5-year-old female called Tiggy from Yorkshire. And this breed was recognised by the Kennel Club in 1926, but dates back far, far further. Every valley in the Pyrenees had its own type of dog that was a sheep herder, and this was the conglomeration of them all. It should be energetic and racy with a windswept appearance.
So a fairly short stride is what we are looking for here, with those feet never raised very high, although that head should be carried high. And then if it does increase its speed, it tends to drop that head lower. But having a real good look around the surroundings of this arena tonight.
The very alert Pyrenean Sheepdog there.
That was our best of breed Pyrenean Sheepdog long-haired.
Here's the Samoyed, originating from the Arctic regions of northeast Siberia. It was bred to help the nomadic tribal owners. So they do lots of things: herding reindeer, guarding the flock, pulling loads, even hunting. And this is a 4-year-old called Fig from South Yorkshire.
And in fact, Fig was one of the youngest champions in the breed. They tend to be a little bit more slow maturing, but became a champion at just 20 months of age. Described as loving, bouncy, happy and exuberant. Oh my gosh, that was like I timed it, wasn't it?
And that smiley face, the expression, is actually a feature of the breed standard as well. Strong yet graceful is what we should be seeing here, with that powerful wedge-shaped head. Power and elegance of the smiling Samoyed.
Number 17826.
The Shetland Islands produced animals that were suited to the harsh conditions and the small acreage. The Shetland pony and this, the Shetland Sheepdog. They're a small, long-haired working dog of great beauty and should have an abundant coat, mane and frill around the neck, very similar to the rough collie we saw earlier.
Miles of Shetland off the northeast coast of Scotland have produced animals suitable for the small acreage.
So noting that abundant coat and the mane and the frill, the breed standard notes that we should be seeing a rather sweet expression. We should, that perfect combination of balance between skull and foreface. Very popular,
Big
this
support.
one.
This one a tricolour. They do come in various varieties. She's a big winner in Ireland, won 29 groups over there and 5 best in shows, all breeds. So definitely one to watch.
Should be light and almost floating along this green carpet with an alert expression as well.
The top winning Shetland Sheepdog here, won through from 256 dogs.
Another of our Scandinavian herding breeds, we now see the Swedish
Now, this is a
Vallhund,
multiple
judged
champion
today by
overseas
Hungarian
across
Puli,
Sweden, Denmark, Norway. It's travelled from Sweden, the Swedish Vallhund. It's a small and sturdily built cattle herder.
The Swedish Vallhund bears a passing resemblance.
This is a 6.5-year-old male called Eki, and actually this breed almost became extinct in the 1930s, and it was saved by a Swedish count. He helped develop the breeding program, and they really are great little dogs, small, powerful, sturdily built. And that head is a really important feature, should be clean and with a blunt wedge-like shape, similar to what we saw on the Maremma Sheepdog earlier.
So it gets on the move, looking for that movement to be free and active. Those forelegs should move well forward without too much lift. Medium length coat, harsh and tight top coat and the soft coat underneath.
Your best of breed Swedish Vallhund 18162.
Wearing a traditional collar, here we have the Turkish Kangal Dog, best of breed. And actually there was only one of them present here at Crufts 2025, so making it straight through to the group. This one comes from Germany and is a big winner, has also been best of breed at Crufts in 2023, 24 and now 25.
So a particular feature is that dark mask we see on the face, wearing the decorative traditional collar here. And the breed is made to lead a nomadic life in all weathers, so looking for a tall, well, strong and active stride here.
This one's really enjoying himself. I think he's enjoying himself more than he's striding out, but the tail should be carried up over, almost forming a circle over the back.
That's our best Turkish Kangal Dog, number 18186.
The Turkish Kangal Dog, Werner.
One of two types of Corgi, the Cardigan Corgi is
Now
thought
this
to
a
be
champion
older.
5-year-old Welsh Corgi Cardigan, the first of the two Welsh Corgis, and the Cardigan's believed to be the oldest of the two Welsh Corgi breeds. Their short legs help them for driving flocks forward. It has a longer body than the Pembroke Corgi, and those front legs should be slightly bowed.
The Cardigan has always been
My
on
sweet
top.
little teddy bear is how the owner of Bob describes him. He's a 5-year-old here from the Netherlands. And we can see that foxy head there. They should have an alert, kindly eye. And he's just putting his ears back, but they should be carried up and forward and appear rather large in compared to the size of the dog.
That tail's described like a fox's brush, carried low when standing, but now on the move, lifted up above the body, as we're seeing.
The Welsh Corgi Cardigan there should always have its elbows carried in close to the body on the move, which we're seeing.
It's the turn now of the Pembroke Welsh Corgi, 155 of them. for
Here we have our
Jonathan
best of
Roberts.
breed in the Welsh Corgi Pembrokes. This is Mooney, a veteran dog at 7.5 years old and over from Spain. One best of breed here last year, so repeating that, and a big winner in Europe. This is the more popular of the Corgis, probably thanks to the late Queen.
Body, and with a smaller ear and straighter front legs.
So this is Mooney, who had some success at Crufts in 2024, so back as best of breed here. It's really, of course, well known due to the royal connection with the Pembroke Corgi, and that head fox-like in the way that it looks, the shape. They're looking for an alert and intelligent expression, very keen as well. And there's still a free gait, keeping that top line level when it gets on the move.
And again, they should never lift the forelegs too much off the floor. We can see that as this one comes towards us. In fact, this one is having a wonderful time, just cracking into a little bit of a gallop there, but almost a smiling expression on this one.
That's our Pembroke Welsh Corgi, best of breed, 184.
And Mooney is 7.5 years old from Spain.
And finally, we move
This, the beautiful Welsh Corgi Pembroke.
which were judged for us today by Irene McManus.
Now the winner of the import group is the Hungarian Crufts, which was a flock guard from the plains of Hungary. Wonderful wag of the tail there. It was also used as a hunting dog in the past. They've got a very brave and confident nature. Since herding in the traditional way has diminished, they're mostly used now as guard dogs.
Skeletons of a similar type of dog in Hungary.
And lovely to see that this 4-year-old female is in fact here from Hungary, where she is a big winner, a champion there, and also in Montenegro. We're looking for well-sprung ribs. The withers should be above the level of the back, almost like a horse. And a light rhythmic trot, again with that head carried low when getting to speed. That's really common amongst many of the pastoral breeds.
This has been a champion in Croatia, Slovenia and Hungary, as well as Montenegro.
That concludes the individual examination.
Well, our judge now has a task of choosing a shortlist. In a few moments, we're going to find out exactly who's made it.
Judge just taking a final look before he begins his shortlist. Where's he going to go? Straight towards the Australian Shepherd and the bearded Collie, both come forward. And we have the Tervueren and the Border Collie coming out. And then he's going straight down to the other end of the line. The Norwegian Buhund comes forward. And the Old English Sheepdog, the Pyrenean Mountain Dog, and, oh, the first of the Welsh Corgis, the Cardigan, comes out. There we have our short list, 8 beautiful dogs. But only one of them can take that final spot and go through to Best in Show. Our judge, I think, going to move them across and back. starting. So Melanie took Best in Show last year with Viking. This is her new dog and only Sheikh's second time in the ring, already making it through to the shortlist in the Pastoral Group. The naturally bobtail breed, they are born like this.
Next to move then, off goes the bearded Collie. 4.5 years old, this one from Newcastle upon Tyne, has been here before, was best of breed last year.
The first of our collies in the shortlist, you can see there the head drops down when they start to move out. Should be a harsh coat, but plenty of daylight underneath the body. And now we have Charlotte, a big winner, was top dog all breeds in 2022. This is our Belgian Shepherd Tervueren, the most numerically popular of our Belgian Shepherds. You can see her really powering forward here, ears carried erect, a popular working dog as well as a show dog.
We'll stand by for some big cheers. The Border Collie, the largest breed entry in this pastoral group. 8 years of age, is Tempt from Derbyshire. The breed record holder, 63 championship certificates.
The second of our collies in the shortlist, and you saw there her moving head drop down, ready to go. Now, lovely to see the Norwegian Buhund in the shortlist, because not the most well-known of dogs. This is a 3-year-old Loki, many Spitz-like features, so we have that fox-like expression, we have the pointed ears, and the tail carried up and over the back. This is a Wheaton colour dog. Big winner in Ireland, but lives at home in Sussex.
Off goes the old English Sheepdog, almost. Here we go. So this is Sasha, 3.5 years, moving from the trot into the gallop, but that distinctive rolling gait, an Irish champion, international champion, and is over from Killarney in Ireland.
And only 3.5 years old, you can see the excitement there. Now the Pyrenean Mountain Dog, 3-year-old dog called Loki from Sweden, already a champion there and in Norway and Finland. See that tail carried up proudly over the back.
And the Welsh Corgi Cardigan moves off. This is popular in the arena.
This is Bob from the Netherlands. He's 5 years old, a world winner, won lots overseas and here from the Netherlands. He's described as my sweet little teddy bear. Let's see if the judge thinks the same.
So who's going to be the last through to complete our lineup for Best in Show? Our judge has quite a task on his hand here. We've had lots of international entries go through so far. So where is Kevin Young going to turn?
This is a very smart lineup.
Oh, it's 2 out of 2. It's another Australian Shepherd, and it's another one for Mel. She was here, of course, with Viking, winning Best in Show last year, and she's made it through to Best in Show again.
She couldn't join Claire on the sofa because she'd won. And then we have second place goes to that bearded Collie. The third spot is going to go to the Border Collie. And the final position, who's it going to be? It is the Pyrenean Mountain Dog coming in at a 4th spot. But what a win for Mel. I mean, I keep saying Mel and it's not, this is Mel and Sheikh. What a dog, only 2.5 years old and only his second show. He's going to be a popular contestant for Best in Show.
Well, Sheikh goes through alongside handler Mel. Let's listen in.
Crufts, the second year on the trot, and the same handler as well. Mel, how are you feeling right now?
No words, to be fair. It's a lucky suit.
A very lucky suit indeed. Tell us about this particular dog.
This is Sheikh. He's from France. It's his second show with me and second show in the UK.
Second show, and he's won the group.
It is, yeah. It's the second show.
And how does he compare to Viking? What does he feel like on the end of the lead?
He's a new boy. He's different, but he's lovely. He's a real sweet dog, and he's great to live with. And yeah, we're just getting to know each other.
Well, you're going to have a quick change in a minute. Are you going to change? Because we're going to see you in a moment. Well, lovely, lovely dog is playing up to the camera, but he's going forward to Best in Show. Congratulations to Mel and the Australian Shepherds.
Well, it's a quick turnaround time now, isn't it? Mel Raymond and Shake, the Australian Shepherd, will be back in this main arena for Best in Show in really not too much time now.
And I love how much the emotion, it just shows that you never get bored of that feeling of coming in the ring at Crufts.
Well, as a handler, she's got experience at Best in Show, so that'll count for something, but, well, it could be 2 out of 2 for an Australian Shepherd following on from Viking last year. What a story that would be. But of course there is a lot of stiff competition, but this another international entry with Shake coming from France. We've got 3 Italian dogs, a Croatian, a French dog, one from Edinburgh and one from Shropshire, making up our Best in Show lineup.